Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket, excellent.
An asymmetrical twist. Dropping and sinking.
Notice how the...
So just notice. Joining us for the second episode next week. Namaste. Hello and welcome to episode 30 of Namaste Yoga. I'm your host, Melissa West, and I'm here with my friends today. I'm here with Lurleen Anderson of organizeyourworld.ca and Carrie Krensker, who is also a fitness instructor and a great instructor on the ball and a yoga instructor as well. What's the certification you just finished? So she just finished a yoga teacher training this past weekend? Or you did your exam? February? I thought I saw a Facebook update. I'm confused. Okay, that's what kind of day it's going to be here. Anyway, this is actually going to be the last in a series of classes because this is going to be the last time you're going to see me for a couple of weeks. Next week, my Merit will be doing a kids yoga class for us while I'm away in Bristol, Vermont doing some more training with Phoenix Rising Yoga Therapy. And then the following week, many of you already know her, Ninka, will be doing a class for you too. So this kind of brings the end to the series of classes that I've been doing around the Hindu deities. I may continue on with them when I get back, but I'm not really sure right now. So I was thinking about what deity I wanted to work with this week, and honestly Kali wasn't finished yet, so we are going to do another class on Kali. So as you do your practice today, I encourage you to allow it to be messy, not unsafe, but just messy. Let go of perfectionism and just let yourself be free to explore and play around with poses, because we're going to work with Kali, and Kali is just kind of wild. So we're going to let our practice be wild today, wild but not injurious. So go ahead and rest back, and we'll continue on with Kali. So last week we learned that Kali was the fierce goddess of transformation. So if you're feeling stuck in your life, she's a great goddess to call on to create change, and she will do it quickly, and she chooses efficiency over comfort. So when Kali comes in to make changes, the changes will be swift, but they will be uncomfortable, and they'll be intense and disruptive, and that's how Kali works. So this week I wanted to kind of work with the iconography of Kali with Shiva, because she's often pictured, she's in the consort of Shiva, and she's often pictured standing on Shiva's chest with her tongue sticking out. So we're going to look at 3 different stories or 3 different meanings behind this image today as a way of starting out in Shavasana. And as you do that, I want you to just tune in to what resonates with you, what shows up in your own life, what sort of rings true for you, and just let that percolate while you're resting in Shavasana. So the first story goes that Kali was born from the brow of the goddess Durga. Durga is the mother of the universe. She's responsible for creation, preservation, and destruction of the world. And it's said that Kali was born from her brow during one of the battles with evil forces. And as the legend goes, Kali was so involved in the battle that she got carried away and began destroying everything in sight. And to stop her, Shiva threw himself under her feet. And shocked when Kali found Shiva under her feet, she stuck out her tongue and put an end to the rampage. The other story goes that Kali had just destroyed all demons in battle, and she began this terrific dance of joy and victory. And this dance was so wild and crazy that all the worlds began to tremble under the impact of her dance. And so I guess after a while, all the shaking of the planets got irritating for people. So everybody, all the gods got together and asked Shiva to stop her. And so Shiva went to Kali and asked her to stop dancing. But in this story, she was so intoxicated with her victory dance that she didn't even hear him. And so what Shiva did was he lay down amongst her corpses to absorb the shock of the dance into himself. And as the story goes, as she continued her wild dance, when Kali stepped on Shiva, she bit her tongue in shock. So this Shiva Kali imagery also represents the kind of union between the masculine and feminine energy that we've been working with over the last few weeks as we've worked with the god and goddesses. So it's the feminine energy that brings life to the masculine. They're interdependent, but it's the feminine that is the life force that makes things happen for the masculine. So in this picture is Kali who's standing up and Shiva who's lying dormant. And the female power is the dynamic power of the masculine. And so the two are interdependent. So one final interpretation of this image for you is that Shiva under Kali is said to represent the helplessness of a person undergoing change and transformation. So just notice what aspect of that story or which one of those stories speaks to you most in your life right now, to your experience, to your personality. And then set some intention with how you want to work with that energy today. I'm just going to read you a little quote about chaos before we get going. Because I find that Kali, for me, she really represents that chaotic energy of transformation and change. So during periods of emotional chaos, you always seem to grow the most. Disturbances create disequilibrium, but disequilibrium leads to growth. Chaos is just the motion of your system organizing itself into a new focus. When disturbances come, you know you are being asked to change and move forward. So you can begin to ask yourself how you're being asked to change and move forward in your life right now. Maybe noticing those places where it feels a little chaotic. Maybe noticing where you've been on your dance of destruction, and maybe somebody has to, maybe you have your own Shiva who needs to step in and help stop you. So just notice what resonates with you most and how you want to set your intention for your practice this week. And then when you feel ready, you can start to gently stretch out. Okay, so today we're going to begin with cat pose, just to warm up the spine, because then we're going to get down on our bellies and get a little messy. So you're not going to be too attached to doing your yoga the right way. You're going to let it be wild and crazy today, just like Kali. Kali has this big black hair that goes out in all directions. Crazy Kali. Okay, you ready to get crazy? So starting on all fours, this isn't too crazy yet. This isn't the crazy part. You're going to exhale round and shift back and inhale, extend and come through. I want you to just connect with the flexibility of the spine to start. Okay, and then when you feel like you've got your spine moving, you're going to lie down on your belly, and we're going to all face our heads this way, and we're going to be okay with probably banging into each other a little bit. Okay? So you're going to start lying on your belly. And from here, you're going to cross your hands so you can rest your forehead on your hand. And then you're going to pelvic tilt so the low back stays long. You're rooting through the pubic bone. And you'll breathe in here. Breathe out, hollow out through the belly, reach long through the right leg until it reaches off the ground. We're going to just hold and breathe here. Yeah, so like a half locust. Okay, and then you're going to lower that down. We'll take the hands underneath the shoulders, roll the shoulders back and up, pelvic tilt. You're going to inhale, use your back muscles to lift. Don't come any higher, then you start to feel a pinching in your low back. So you want to avoid that pinching in the low back. Lower yourself down a little bit if you need to. Keep the shoulders dropped down and away from the ears. And then you can lower all the way down. You're going to take your arms out and your legs in sort of a X position, but not any wider than your mat, just as wide as your mat. And then you'll inhale here. You're going to exhale, lengthen the right leg long. You're going to keep the shoulders parallel to the ground as you cross the right leg over the body. Then you'll come back center, and you're going to bend your right knee, reach around and hold on to your right foot or your ankle. Again, pelvic tilt, so the low back is long. You'll breathe in. You breathe out and pull the heel away from the buttocks to lift the back. Okay, now you're going to slowly lower down, release the right arm. You're going to keep the right knee bent. This is where you experiment with getting messy and not needing to be perfect. You're going to reach around and hold on to the right foot with the left hand. You're going to pick up that right leg and cross it over the body. Keep the shoulders parallel again. Keep the knee down so you don't get pain in the knee. And then we'll come back center, lower the right leg down. You're going to bend the right knee up to the side like you're doing tree pose on your belly. And then you're going to side bend towards the bent leg. And then come back center, and here's where we may have a little bit of room issues on the set, but take the right leg out to the side. Does it have enough room for that? Yeah, you could actually stack on top of her. That would be a good prop. Okay, and then what you're going to do is roll to your right towards the back wall. Yeah, into a twist. Yeah, you can. Nice, great. Guess as long as I have enough room, that's the main thing, huh? Okay, and then you're going to roll back. And you're going to take your hands underneath your shoulders, bend your right leg. You're going to lift yourself up, cross that right leg around behind you. You better get moving, Lilina. You're going to get kicked. You're going to get the kick of Kali. And you're going to come all the way up so that your left knee is bent and your left foot's on your right thigh. Yeah, so last week, actually for the last 3 weeks, we've done this pose, the zigzag pose. Good, we did it. And you're going to take your right hand to the outside of the left knee for a twist here. Okay, and then come back. Good, so that was the first side. How's that feel? A little wild, right? A little wild and crazy. Well, let's try going the other way. So you're going to come back on your belly. And you're going to pelvic tilt so the low back is long. Hollow out the belly. Breathe in. Breathe out, lengthen long through the left leg until it reaches off the ground. And then you're going to slowly lower that leg down. Maybe wiggle the hips a little bit and reroot through the pubic bone. Hands under the shoulders, roll those shoulders back and up. Breathe out. And then breathe in, engaging the back muscles to lift the spine. Shoulders stay down and relax. And then you're going to slowly lower down. You're going to bring your arms and legs back into that X position, no wider than the mat. Breathe in, pelvic tilt, shoulders stay level to the ground. You're going to lengthen long through the left leg and then cross it over the body. Okay, and then come back center, and here you're going to bend your left knee in, reach around and hold on to the left ankle or foot, and you can use a strap if you can't reach. Pelvic tilt, root through the pubic bone, inhale, exhale, heel draws away, coming up into the back bend. And then you're going to lower down, and now you'll bend the left knee up to your side in kind of like a tree pose, lying on your belly, and then you'll reach up and over in a side bend here towards the bent leg. Back center. Now you're going to take your left leg out to the side. Your right arm's going to be overhead, and you're going to roll towards your right shoulder. Take the left arm up and over so you come into a twist. Yep. Great. And keep thinking about reaching your tailbone down, lengthening through the low back here. Okay, and then we're going to roll back. And you're going to bend your left knee. Take your hands under your shoulders. You're going to lift yourself up a bit. Take the left leg behind you. Keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching until you come up to seated. And then the right knee is bent. Right foot's on the left leg. Trying to sit down on both sides. Twisting left hand to the outside of the right knee. Good. Okay, and then coming back center, really good. Okay, so shake those legs out. All right, how'd that feel? All right, okay. We're going to do lunge pose. So you'll probably want to make sure you've got enough padding underneath your knees. So maybe double up your mat a little bit, and we'll come up onto the knees. And you're going to start by walking your left leg through. The left leg through to lean into lunge. Good, and sink down through the front left foot and come upright. Okay. Bring the hands both down by the side of the body. You're going to lift the right arm and side bend towards the left. And then take your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Bring the palms together for a twist. And then you can step out of that. And we'll step into a downward facing dog just to feel something really nice and symmetrical here before we do the other side. Great, and then lower your knees. And this time we'll walk the right leg through for lunge. So right leg's gonna walk through, leaning into lunge pose. Good, and then you're gonna sink down through that front right foot until you come upright. Bring the hands down on either side of the body. You'll float the left arm up, breathing in and breathing out, side bending to the right. And then you'll take your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Palms come together and you come into the twist here. And then come back center and let's do another down dog. And then lowering the knees, And we're going to do gate pose. So in gate pose, you might want to get some more padding underneath the knees again. I was working with a blanket last night. Anyway, okay, so you're going to stand on your knees, facing straight ahead, sort of horizontally on the mat. Okay, and then you're going to take your right leg out to the side. Okay, toes pointing front. And we're going to inhale, take the arms straight overhead. And then exhale, side bend up and over towards that right leg. Okay, you'll lower the right arm down, and you want the arm to either be above or below the knee. So depending on your flexibility here. For me, I land right on my knee, so I bend my arm and come above it. But if it's below it, then that's great, but just not on the knee. You don't want to put extra pressure on the joints, so that's why you don't ever want to press on the knee, especially in this way, because you'd be pressing on the outside and pushing into the inside, stretching out your MCL. Okay, you're going to come up, and then you're going to side bend. This is the part where you have to allow yourself to get kind of crazy again. Right arm's going to come down, left arm's going to come over. And then you're going to take your left arm through, reach through, yep. So you're kind of doing like a twist. And then you're going to come back. And here, you can stay here if you want. And I don't suggest this for you, Lurleen, because of your hand. But Lurleen's going to stay here, and Carrie and I are going to demonstrate coming out into a side plank. That's good enough for me. All right. Pardon? Oh, were you? Oh, that is the next step. Why don't you demonstrate that for us, Carrie? Can you do it? Can you? Yeah. Can you do like Rodney Yee, where he takes his leg over his head? You put your no. Me neither. I was in a yoga class once with Rodney Yee. He was like 2 mats over participating. We were both participating, and yeah, he was doing that. Yep. Okay, ready? Other side. So this time we'll stand on our right leg and we'll take our left leg out to the side. Good, and try and see how much you can level out your pelvis here. You're going to inhale, take the arms overhead, breathe in. Breathe out, side bend over that left leg, lowering that left arm down, just not putting any part of the body's weight on the knee joint. Okay, and then inhale up, you're going to come back and over, all the way over. So the left arm is going to come all the way over the left ear. Left leg stays long, nice side bend along the whole body. And then come center and reach that right arm through. So you're kind of doing a twist here. And then up, and you can stay here. And I like how Lurleen was, Yeah, on the other side where her hand's injured, she was doing a fist, which is a great modification. So you can, if you would like, come out to the bottom leg out to the side. Okay, now Carrie's got me. You do the leg lift too. Hey, star pose. Holy macaroni. Okay. That's good. It's Friday. Is it time to go out for drinks yet? Oi, oi, oi. Okay. All right, so that's good. We survived that. Next little piece. I'm thinking about, I have this, you can follow me on Facebook and then you'll find out, it gets posted when the new episode comes up. And there was one person, Rondell. So hi Rondell, he was commenting on, he really liked last week's class. It was really hard, but he really liked it. So this one's actually easier than last week. That's kind of the hard part. So I just, there you go, little breather. You ready to go on? Okay, so this part's not too tricky. Cat pose, thread the needle. So we'll take the right arm out to the side and bring the right arm through, rest the right shoulder, right side of the head on the ground. Good. And then come back center, and we'll do that on the other side. So left arm, inhale, open, exhale, bring the left arm through, left shoulder, left side of the head. Good, and then slowly out, and let's come into down dog again, just as a transition to come up to standing. So hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, breathe in, tuck the toes under, breathe out, lengthen out through the backs of the legs, pike those hips up. And then you can walk your feet in to come up to standing, and roll yourself up to standing. Okay, great. All right, doing good. You're feeling the heat? See, it's been all week. Kali is associated with fire. And so whenever we do classes where we're engaging that energy, camera's starting to float up to him. What happens is I've been noticing I've been very hot. Okay, so we're going to work with eagle's arms to release the shoulders a little bit more. We'll start by bringing the right arm up and hooking the left arm underneath, bringing the palms together. And then you're going to inhale up and exhale lower down. How's that okay? Okay. So you can make this motion bigger as well. So it can be inhale up into a back bend, and then exhale, come forward into a forward fold. I love the hanging part of this one. So, just moving in the body, inhale, rooting through the tailbone, lengthening up and back, and exhaling and rolling forward. Okay, and then we're going to circle the elbows. And circle them the other way. You like that?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Just I feel it's making the circulation.
Yeah. So you can almost feel like it's kind of, if you imagine the top of the humerus in here, kind of grinding out, making more space. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can side bend here too. And side bend the other way. And back center. You can do a little twist, so you take the arms to one side, the head to the other. And go twist the other way. And then release that down. Whew, feel the difference between the two shoulders. Yeah, you can do your monkey arm. I love the monkey arms. Okay, left arm's gonna come up. Your right arm's gonna hook underneath. Great. And then we started with inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And then you can start to make this motion a little bigger too, where you inhale, lift, let the body bend backwards a little bit, and then exhale and roll forward, and you can hang here. So you can go back and forth between those two, inhaling and lifting, a little back bend, and exhaling and lowering. Okay, and circling the elbows. And circle the other way. This side's tighter for you. Oh. So Lurlene's saying she feels it really different on this side, and that's definitely true. Circle both ways. The big difference between two sides, especially with injury. So Lorraine's recovering from an injury on her thumb on one side, and so she's really noticing that. So this is the non-thumb side. Okay, and then we did side bend. And side bend the other way. Okay, and twist. Oh, I need a break. do take breaks, you know, and come in and back out. That's totally fine. That's a long time to hold that. And the other way. Okay, and release. Ah. Yeah, feel those shoulders. Okay, just maybe a little bit of rolling here. Okay, so we're gonna do a standing balancing pose that's also a back bend. So we're gonna work with dancer pose. So if you want to hold on to a wall, that would be totally fine. If you want to stand on your left leg, you'll bend your right knee. You're gonna hold on to your right ankle, dropping the right knee straight down. The two legs are gonna line up. Roll that right shoulder back and down. So you'll extend through your left arm. Stay long through the low back. Breathe in. Breathe out. You're going to pull that heel away from the buttocks, and that action is going to bring the arm back, which will open the chest. Timber. Isn't Carrie doing hers nice? Okay. And then let's try it on the other side as well. So you'll bend the left knee, standing on the right leg, holding on to the ankle if you can reach, foot if not. Taking some time to reach the sit bones down, to open up the front of the pelvis. Low back is long. Right arm's going to float up. We'll breathe in here. And breathe out, moving the heel away. Yay! Good. So that's dancer pose, and great one to open up the spine and the front of the hips, which will work really well for us for what we're going to work with next. So we're going to work with next is wheel pose. We did this a little bit last week too. From the perspective of teaching you at home, I wasn't too happy with the way we did it last week. And this week I'm going to show you some more options, and I'm going to be able to take Carrie through it, which will show you some steps to get into it. So we're going to start with the option. So the first option is to use a ball. So Lurleen's going to sit on the ball, yeah, right here. And then you're going to walk forward, Lurleen, until your back comes onto the ball. Yeah, and she's going to just rest over the ball. Is that easier now than at the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah. We were rehearsing this a little bit. So, and then she can take the arms. She likes the arms out to the side. What would it be like to take them overhead now? Yeah, so it's great. This is a great way to start building this pose. So if you've got a ball at home, that can be a great way to work with it. Okay? You want to have one of these big exercise balls. So to come out, Lurleen's going to bring her hands down, tuck your chin, and roll up. Walk your feet back to come up to seated. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to work with wheel pose and to start to get the spine ready to do that opening. So Carrie is going to do the pose. Do you want to use my mat? Okay, so the way this is going to work, and Lurleen, you know what? You can do the first part of this. So lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. And we're just going to, when we've been working with this in my class right now, we've been working with it really slowly to really, I can't come all the way down because I need to be up. We've been working with it really slowly to get all the pieces right, and really taking our time with it. So we're going to work with Carrie right here. One of the pieces that I'm noticing is that her legs are a little bit wider than her hips. So you're going to bring this foot in. Yeah. Good. So a very small adjustment. And this foot out a bit. Like towards me. Back where it was there. Yeah. Does that feel a little weird? Nope. Okay. So then what Carrie's going to do, and Lurleen, is inhale, exhale, and just push up into bridge pose. So just the pelvis is going to come off the ground. That's it. Yeah, so this is a great modification for this pose as well. Okay, now Carrie's going to bring her arms up and over, so her fingertips are pointing towards her shoulders. Yeah. And you could do this too. That would be a great thing to just bring the arms up and over. Be good stretch for your hands. Yep. And that's where you can stay. Come down when you need a rest. Okay, so Carrie here is going to take a full breath in here and a full breath out. And then she already did it. What you want to do is have a really big breath in and then a really big breath out where you push through the feet. So this looks great. Carrie needed no help whatsoever. How's your back feel? Good. Nice long arc through the spine here. Really nicely done. Whenever you're ready, come down, chin tucks. And lower down. Good. And then from here, I want you to both draw your knees into your chest. So counter pose, back bend with a forward bend. Yeah. And then take your arms out to your sides, so they're in a soft T. Good. And then drop your knees to the front. Yeah. So you're doing a nice twist after that. Good. And then the other side as well. And just watch out for her head, Carrie. There you go. Perfect. How's your back feel now? Good? Great. Okay. Would you like to do it one more time? Okay. So you can do bridge again. Carrie's going to do wheel again. So you did it before I could direct it, but what I want you to really think about is pushing through your feet, and Carrie did do that. So, and to really use a really strong exhale to let the breath allow a spinal release. So Carrie's super strong and incredibly fit, and so she can access this through her strength and muscles and fitness, right? So this time, let's see if you can use concepts like rounding through the feet, spinal release, and breath. Yeah? And see if it feels different. You had a beautiful release and a long arc of the spine. It was gorgeous the way it was. Let's take the arms up and over, and then let's see about focusing on it that way. Breathe in. Breathe out, bridge. So really thinking about sinking through the feet. Breathe in. Big breath out. Yeah, nice. Did that feel any different than last time? Or, yeah. So one thing is that one of my teachers always used to ask us to do wheel pose 3 times. And the reason for that is the first time is always like, oh my God. And then the second time, it's, you've got the confidence, you've already done it. You can come down whenever. Yay! Knees to chest. Good. So bridge pose, a great pose to work with. And then wheel if you're feeling ready for that. That's great. Okay. All right, so let's all come back to our own mats, and we're going to do a seated twist and a forward fold to finish up. Okay, so you can sit with your legs out long in front of you and slide your right leg in. Cross your right leg over your left leg. So the full right foot and the full right buttocks is on the ground. And then you'll bend the left leg up so that it comes up to the right butt cheek. Maybe. If you're perched way off the ground with that right buttocks, then bring the left leg back out again. So sink down through both sides. You're going to wrap your left arm around the right leg, lengthen up and twist. And then come back center. You're going to uncross the right leg. Take both legs out long again. So shake and wiggle a bit. Right? And then you'll bend the left leg in. Crossing the left leg over the right leg. Full left foot on the ground. Full left buttocks on the ground. And option is to bring the right foot up to the left buttocks. But if you're sitting up perched really high on that left butt cheek, then do bring the right leg out long again. You'll wrap your right arm around the left leg, lengthen the spine up nice and tall, and come into the twist. And then come back center. We'll uncross the legs again. Maybe shake them out, wiggle out your hips. Okay, you might want to lift and pull the buttocks back a bit, the flesh out of the way. And we're going to, everybody always laughs at that. We're going to, I'm trying to decide which leg to do first. I don't think it really matters. We'll bend the left leg in and open the left leg out to the side. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take the left hand to the outside of the right leg and twist here. So you want to do this with a really straight and upright spine. Very nice. And then you're going to come to the other side. So now your right hand's going to come to the outside of your left knee. And you're going to twist and lengthen up nice and tall this way. Okay, now what I want you to do here is stay in the twist. Bring your left arm up. Bring your right arm to your right leg. And keep the left arm open and side bend over the right leg. Okay, and slowly up. And we'll switch the legs. So now the left leg's going to come out long. The right leg's going to bend. You're going to open the right leg out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Take the right hand to the outside of the left leg and twist. And then we'll twist to the other side. And then keeping that twisted position, you bring the left hand to the left leg, side bend over the left leg with the right arm up and over. Good. Good, and then slowly up. And then let's come to just a seated position with our legs crossed. Bringing our hands to our hearts. And just taking a moment to reflect on how Kali what Kali has brought up for you, what kind of change and transformation you're being asked to go through right now. And setting an intention of how you'll carry this with you out into your week and over the next 2 weeks, as I won't be with you over the next 2 weeks. Letting that intention drop from your head into your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 30 of Namaste Yoga. I'm going to miss you all in episode 31 and 32, but you will enjoy my Merit and Ninka Young immensely, I'm sure, while I'm away. And I will be seeing you in a couple of weeks. And thanks again to Darlene and Carrie. Thanks for coming out on your Friday afternoon. And thanks to all of you for joining us, and thanks to everybody for leaving your comments on Facebook. It's great to hear from all of you. And also leave your comments on iTunes. That'd be great if you can leave some reviews there as well. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week.